good morning to Outdoors Victoria's Industry Forum. My name's Andrew Knight. Lovely to see a couple of new faces that may have not joined for a little while, so welcome aboard. We've got, by perfect coincidence, a number of our Outdoors Victoria team available today as well to say hello to everyone. We'll introduce everyone in a moment. Just wait for a few more to pop in. Okay, welcome everyone. Looks like we've got a critical mass of people this morning. Welcome. My name's Andrew Knight, CEO of Outdoors Victoria. We've also got Andrea Vella today from Outdoors Victoria, as well as we've also got Thea Cook from Outdoors Victoria, Andrew Goodday from Outdoors Victoria, as well as our team member who's based in the US at the moment doing his PhD in outdoor education and aligned topics, Luke Parker, across from Kansas. By perfect coincidence, great to have a couple of the team on board this morning, and lovely to see a lot of you wonderful people today. I come from chatting to you today from the lands of the Wurundjeri people, next to the beautiful Yarra River. And I acknowledge that we've got some wonderful people right across the country today from different Kulin nations, and most certainly want to pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging, and very much appreciate the relationships that we continue to form with Indigenous Australians. And we're continuing a whole lot of work, for example, in the Garry Word Grampians area at the moment. There's been an article in the Australian today, and the Climbing Victoria Advisory Council will be popping out a piece in support of what we all need to do in regards to respecting cultural heritage now and well into the future later today. Welcome everyone. This morning, if you need to have a chat, we'd love you to jump into chat, to say hi. I'd like to take the floor for a minute to ask a question, or we can feed any kind of query or comment into the chat at any time. And Thea from Outdoors Vic will bring that to my attention, and I'll check back with Thea every now and again as well. So what we might do without further ado is get Andre to kick off the presentation, and we'll get through this. So we've got a few things to touch on today. And welcome as more of you join us. We've got a number of Outdoors Victoria team on the call today to assist with this presentation and chat. My name's Andrew Knight, for those who've just joined. So, yeah, we've got a number of items to touch on today. We might just move to the next slide, Andrea. Thank you. And we've zipped through that acknowledgement of country slide, everyone, but those who've just joined, we most definitely paid respect to the importance of the Indigenous Australians and their contribution to our community. Thanks, Andrea. First little item as an FYI for everyone, there was 12 wonderful people from Australia that attended the International Camps Conference. That's organised by the International Camps Fellowship, and also takes in the International Camp Directors Course, and every 3 years that's held in a different country. and organised by a whole lot of volunteers connected to the camp sector around the world. We were invited along to help with David Strickland from Sport and Recreation Victoria, who was authorised by the Victorian government to share with the world what had happened around the Positive Start Camps initiative, which ended up getting over 100,000 Victorian school children into the outdoors after COVID. It was a fantastic conference where I was my first time, and really a whole lot of connections across 33 countries that were represented at that International Camps Conference, and also around about 15 different peaks from around the world, whether it be the Australian Camps Association, and you can see Pete McDougall in the red there from the Australian Camps Association, right through to the Canadian Camps Association, American Camps Association, and then a number of different peaks from around the world, including Turkey, Venezuela, some forming up in other wonderful countries as well that are getting active with their camps, for example, like Peru. Obviously, I was there not only representing Outdoors Victoria and helping with that presentation of Positive Start, but also as a board member of Outdoor Council of Australia. So if anyone wants to learn a little bit more about that particular conference, feel free to reach out. And also, we've just popped in our newsletter just last week some information about the International Camps Fellowship. So feel free to have a look back at that newsletter, or reach out to me at ceo@outdoorsvictoria.org.au to find out a little bit more about that conference. But yeah, fantastic to build a whole lot of connections and some really great learnings about challenges and opportunities that those other countries are facing in the outdoor education and camp sector. We'll be continuing on to foster those new relationships to the benefit of all Victorians. Thanks, Thea. Sorry, Andrea. And then we've also got, I think we've done, yeah, there it goes. Nice and clear. A reminder for you, I've obviously got my background about the Outdoors Victoria Conference. This year, not this year, in a little over 12 months' time, we'll be hosting the National Outdoor Education Conference. And that's at the Gippsland campus, which is in the small town of Churchill in Gippsland in Victoria, on those particular dates in December 2024. We'll pop a link into the chat as well. Thanks for that, Thea. If you want to learn a little bit more, we'll have a whole lot more information, and tickets and things like that will go on sale early-ish next year. But please save those dates and pass all those dates on to all your colleagues, please. We expect that we could go all the way to sell out. So we've got capacity for around the 600 mark. And with our conference, just the state conference, we've got 360 attendees to that in July. So please pass it on to your colleagues and keep an eye on the newsletters as to the ticketed opening times, because we're very privileged that this particular conference will attract people not only from around Australia, but also from around the world. And obviously I was mentioning it nonstop at our International Camps Conference. So a tremendous opportunity for all Victorians in our sector to not have to travel too far at all. And there'll be great value accommodation options on site for a couple of hundred, and then also up to a couple of hundred available from a camping perspective. And then there's also obviously a whole lot of hotels, motels roundabout in Maule, Traralgon, Warragul, etc., only a few minutes away, really. So please pass that on to all your colleagues and keep an eye on and make sure they're subscribed to the newsletter so they don't miss the on sale date early next year. We'll also, just as an FYI, be putting on a outdoors sector forum in June next year. We'll announce some dates soon, and that's more around and very specifically around professional development of our sector, both across outdoor educators as well as outdoor practitioners. So we'll keep you all in the loop on that one. Thea, you've got your hand up. Anything in particular there we need to reference?
Yeah, I just thought I might add that if you head to the NOEC website landing page, you'll also find a survey that you can complete, which is just a great opportunity for you to give us all your thoughts and ideas on content, on speakers, on anything that you would like to see included in the conference. So yeah, it's a good opportunity to have your feedback and your say. So yeah, thank you.
Thanks very much, Thea. Yeah, really good point. We've got all ears open at the moment as to what you'd like us to deliver for that National Outdoor Education Conference. Thank you for that, Andrea. We'll go to the next slide. Fantastic. So heads up here is that talking about ears open and collaboration, we really want to get going on formalising a couple of groups and networks. So we advertised and got a flood of expressions of interest to be part of the schools advisory group. There's some requirements there that, you need to be a registered educator, et cetera, in Victoria, and connected to OV. So that group's about to be announced as to who are its members, and we'll get going on listening right across the school sector, whether it be primary, whether it be secondary, whether it be faith-based, whether it be independent, whether it be government schools, and will give us a greater capacity to gain intelligence really quickly about particular opportunities or challenges, and then for us to be more effective at being able to support and also advocate in that education space. There'll be a board member from Outdoors Victoria on that particular schools advisory group, Bernie Mills, with assistance from another board member, Josh Ambrosi. And we've also already birthed the Outdoor Provider Network. The requirement there is you need to be an affiliate of Outdoors Vic, or a very close supporter of Outdoors Vic. And we have had now a couple of meetings there, and the next one we'll be announcing very soon will be in later on in November. So please reach to us if you've got any questions, queries, or want to be involved in that particular network. Again, all ears open at Outdoors Vic on that front. And with that particular group, our staff member, Andrew McGuckian, is leading the charge, with some assistance from Richard Thornton, who's our chair. And then we've got the tertiary network. So whether it be the invitations have gone out to private RTOs as well as TAFEs and universities to connect. And again, we've had a overwhelming response for that network of professionals in that space to come together. And again, for the betterment of our sector, going to be great to have that group formalised. So we'll keep you in the loop on some of the workings and also some of the advocacy and other projects that come out of those particular groups. But great to be coming towards formalising most of those, if not already commenced work like the Outdoor Provider Network. So the Bob, I just see that came up. What was the last group? So that was the tertiary network. So that's for it was invitations went out for the Outer Eastern Training Institute, as well as Go TAFE, Holmes Glen, Wodonga, and Box Hill TAFE, and across to the universities that serve our space, Federation University, Victoria University, and La Trobe University, to come together around the formal education space. So hopefully that helps out with that. might head onto the next slide, then I'll check back with Thea to see how we're going with chat. Wow, this one here, this is really exciting. You can grab your phone out now and that'll take you to the particular part of our site that talks a little bit more about the Active in Nature program. So this has just been launched the other day at the Sport and Rec Victoria Tim Gill speaking series. And it includes the partners of Vic Health, Parks Victoria and Outdoors Victoria to really pilot a program around getting underrepresented groups of youth in the community able to come and try outdoors in particular metro parks around Melbourne, and then also as part of that pilot that runs through to end of April next year, also out around the Ararat and Stawell area, and we'll be utilising some of the parks around there, including Garryword Grampians. So if you want to learn a little bit more about that, we've already got a number of outdoor provider organisations involved with that. Many of them are connected in with a number of different community support groups around people who are recently arrived migrants, as well as parts of the community youth that are living in disability, to be able to get many parts of our community that aren't active in the outdoors at the moment the opportunity to come and try all kinds of outdoor activities. And we'll be working with those particular community support groups to make sure whatever our outdoor provider partners deliver is something that's customised to that particular group and their particular comfort levels. So we'll keep you informed, but yeah, thanks very much to Vic Health and also to Parks Vic for their ongoing support of a brand new program. If you want to learn a little more about it, you can definitely just click on that QR code. That'll take you to the landing page on our site to learn a little bit more. Otherwise, if there's any further queries on this, you can drop a line to Andrew McGuckian, who's the Outdoors Victoria team member leading this, and he's on msd@outdoorsvictoria.org.au, msd@outdoorsvictoria.org.au. Thea, I might just quickly check in with you in the chat.
Yeah, you've answered the previous question from Bob, and other than that, we're all good.
Fantastic. Okay, thanks for that, Andrea. Okay, so you may have already skim-read the newsletter from last week where we touched on there's a number of new ministers in relevant portfolios to what we're all working in. There's a number listed there. I'm not going to go through them all now because we've got time, but just to fill you in, probably the very big changes and the ministers that we'll be working with as soon as possible is Minister Ben Carroll, who now takes on the education portfolio, and he replaces Minister Natalie Hutchins, who's across now as Minister for Treaty and First Nations. So there's still some big synergies there that I've already identified with the Chief of Staff of Natalie Hutchins around some of the work that we're doing with traditional owners and land managers around culturally appropriate and environmentally safe access to public land. The other portfolios that are entirely relevant to us right now, which is environment, which takes in part of DECA as well as Parks Victoria, is Minister Steve Demopoulos, and Minister Steve Demopoulos also now takes in the portfolio of outdoor recreation, which is still quite new in the ministry after the last election, to continue to be the lead information provider and connector across Cabinet around all things outdoor recreation. So a lot more work to go with Minister Steve Dimopoulos in that front. And also Minister Dimopoulos retains sport and major events, as well as tourism, as well as his new environment and outdoor recreation portfolios. So someone rather critical to us into the future. I've already met with his office a little while ago. So yeah, look forward to connecting and working with Minister Dimopoulos. So some other changes there, but please refer back to our newsletter. If you just type in Outdoors Victoria News, that'll come up in your inbox. Thanks, Andrea. Outdoor Education Innovation Hub was looking forward to maybe Andrew Goodday potentially providing some further updates. That meeting's been postponed, so I might just touch on this quickly, and then Andrew, you can add another 2 cents worth if you'd like straight after. Probably the big news around Outdoor Education Innovation Hub is that there's a number of free courses that are going on with skills around actually doing in regards to particular outdoor activities that have been provided by a number of the TAFEs. And then also more recently some skills building that's been rolled out by Victoria University, more in that executive boost space. So Andrew, you might want to just fill us in a fraction more, and then we can provide more at the next catch up on the 5th of December. Thanks, Andrew. Good day.
Yes, thank you, Andrew. I confess I don't have a huge amount more to fill in. I think the meeting today was rescheduled for next week. I think if anyone wants to know further details, feel free to get in touch with me or go directly to Andy Watts at OEG, who's the project lead at the moment.
And they've got the whole website there set up. So
yeah,
I'm guessing that particular link, we might get Thea to pop that up. Thank you, Thea, over the next sort of 5 or so minutes, everyone. And that'll then provide a contact us area for you to be able to connect in with Andy Watts. So thanks very much, Andrew, for that. Andre, we might head to the next one. Okay, and Andrew, by coincidence, Andrew Goodday, we've just obviously confirmed some bookings yesterday. So I don't know whether you want to quickly take us through very quickly what we're starting to look at for next year, but also what was accomplished this year and last year with these particular expos.
Yes, thank you, Andrew. Yes, after the success of our attendance at the 3 main career expos, we're definitely looking towards next year and repeating those. So thank you to a number of people on this call who helped us out by attending and sending staff members there. In terms of career expos, we are going to represent the outdoor sectors at a couple of conferences this year. So at the ASHPA, the PE Teachers Conference, and also at the conference of the Australian Centre for Career Education coming up. So we'll be there representing the sector. And then next year's conferences, so next year's careers expos, we're definitely looking to attend those again. We at this stage hopefully come back to you at the next session, at the next forum. We're really looking to increase the engagement with the industry, so both the tertiary sector and outdoor providers. We want to increase the way that you're able to engage with the visitors to those expos through the stand. So we'll come back to you with further information.
Thanks very much, Andrew. Good day. And yeah, there's potentially a couple of people on the call that might be attending the Australian Council for Health and PE Recreation conference, which is a phys ed teachers conference in Victoria, later on in November at Monash at Clayton. So we've got 3 presentations going on there. Luke Parker, who's joining us today from the US, he'll be showcasing the outdoor learning toolkits for teachers. both at a primary school level and a high school level that are available on our website. But Luke will be providing some really great insights as to how to roll them out in your particular schools. So pass it on to any of your education colleagues, anyone on the call, that if they are heading off to that ASPA conference, which is a very large one, in November, please keep an eye out for our presentations. They're all on a Thursday. We've also got Andrew Goodday providing tools for health and physical education teachers, and that obviously overlaps into our outdoor education area around careers in the outdoors, and how those health and PE teachers can showcase careers in the outdoors to students that show a level of interest in the outdoors. So a really wonderful way to get to thousands of health and PE teachers to showcase our sector, and provide links back to parts of our website, which we continue to upgrade when it comes to promoting careers in the outdoors. Look forward to providing those dates for next year. But yeah, very keen to intertwine the cooperation and collaboration that we've had so wonderfully already last 2 years, showcasing careers in the outdoors to over 100,000 Victorians at those expos. So really exciting space that we look to continue to add value and support our outdoor sector. Okay, so Andrew, good day. You've popped a couple of things into chat. I don't know if you want to quickly touch on that.
I just dropped in Andy Watts' email address, and apologies, I cut and paste too quickly. I dropped the W the first time, so I've corrected and updated it. That's all.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. Thanks, Andre. I might move on. So a number of you may have been able to get to or join us online last Thursday or Friday for that Outdoor Activity Forum series that was funded by Sport and Recreation Victoria, and that we organised. A very big thank you to a couple of team members in at Outdoors Vic, including Andrea Vella, who just did a wonderful job putting that 2-day program together. If you haven't learned about this, likely in our November newsletter, which will come out middle of November, we'll provide some links there to videos of those particular sessions, a whole lot around planning for more interactive outdoor activities, whether it be on public land, like this particular picture here, whether it be across schools, whether it be across camps and in other settings in nature. So a really great couple of days. And we had Tim Gill, who's a very highly qualified advocate and chair of Play Safely UK, which has led a whole lot of myth-busting initiatives to make sure that principals, education departments, insurance companies, planners are all well aware of and balancing up the risks and also the benefits of getting our young people active outdoors. And he talked about a new ISO standard, ISO 4980, which is really going to be a rather wonderful tool into the future that really does highlight the benefits of getting our young people outdoors in nature. So please have a look at that in the newsletter. There'll also be a summary of Friday that took a deeper dive into the whole risk aversion that's raised its ugly head a little bit maybe too often in the last couple of years. And so we had some fantastic people that are connected to our sector across insurance, as well as a representative from WorkSafe that's been well connected to our sector for many decades, to chat about that. And looks like there could be a fair coalition in the willing into the future around making sure that we're going to give our young people the best opportunities to get active outdoors, balancing up those benefits against the risks. Thanks for all involved in that, and a couple on the call got to that. I'm sure you agree it was a real eye-opener and something that we're going to continue to work on with a whole lot of other great partners. Thea, I might go to you just in case there's anything in chat that we need to check in on.
Yeah, thanks, Andrew. Nothing in particular, but thank you, Kate, for your comment. Kate said it was a great forum, and thanks so much for the OV team for organising that.
Oh, fantastic, Kate. Yeah, glad that you took a whole lot out of it. And I think both days there's many people there over an hour after the finish time, still networking and swapping details, which is exactly what we wanted. Thanks for those who attended. I might get to the next slide, Andrea. Thank you. Okay, so there's going to be quite a lot more that'll come out later this year, likely the December newsletter, and the courses will start to run into term 1 and 2 of next year. Obviously, the speaking series the other day was a bit of an informal kickoff of some of that type of professional development that we're going to get into, but this will be even more structured around, are you actually a registered teacher in the education space? Are you into the camps and outdoor activities space as an outdoor practitioner? And then adding some real value to a whole lot of different topics that we need to get to, and hopefully improve all our knowledge around. And out of this, of course, comes a whole lot of collaboration in these particular professional development courses and sessions. A number of them will be online too, so it's not as if you'll have to travel for many of them. So just keep an eye on, and please amplify this as much as you can when these start coming out in the newsletters. We'd really love to have a whole lot of you come along and support, and then that justifies us continuing to add value in that space. So yeah, really looking forward to getting going in that space, and it's in line too with what we're already going to be doing at the ASPRA conference 3 times, which is going to be absolutely fantastic as well in November. Thanks, Andrea. Yeah, so just quickly touching on this, not to be too inward looking today, but just letting you know that we've re-engaged Andrew McGuckian as manager of sector development. He's on the go with those professional development courses as well as Active in Nature. We're also continuing on with working with Luke Parker from the USA on the outdoor learning toolkits on behalf of the Department of Education, working with a lot of other subject teacher associations. We've got Andrew Goodale will be heading up our Together More Active program, which we're just signing on for the next couple of years, around adding to the disability toolkit, this time in the intellectual disability space, and adding on to the fantastic work that Andrea Vella's done over the last couple of years in that space, as well as also Andrew will be working on continuing to promote careers in the outdoors and new training pathways. We've got a couple of other announcements that we'll continue to make over time, but really thrilled to have a number of us re-engaged and also re-signing on particular programs that's going to help out our sector and help in turn the whole Victorian community out getting active outdoors. Thanks for now on that front, everyone. Heads up that we'll be advertising quite widely across ethicaljobs.com and Women on Boards, community.org, and through the newsletter around some available roles on the OV board. Yeah, we'll keep you informed as to when they come out via the newsletter, but really looking forward to having a whole lot of you spread the word when that also comes out as well. We've got one board member retiring at the end of the year, and we'd like to add a few more to continue on with succession planning for the future and leadership positions. Thanks for that, Andrea. Okay, so last of our online forums for 2023, Tuesday, December the 5th, 10 o'clock. And Andrea, I'm pretty sure, can you just explain for us quickly how everyone registers? It looks like something might have just gone into chat, but if you could help us out there, Andrea, thanks.
Yeah, not a problem. Yeah, you can see now in the chat, thank you for popping that link in there. If you just click in there and register, you will receive the registration link through your email. And then just make sure to put it in your calendars. But anyway, I always try to send a reminder 1 or 2 days prior to the next forum, which, yeah, the last one of the year, as Andrew mentioned, is Tuesday, December the 5th. And we'll be sending probably in the December newsletter the new dates for 2024. So yeah, this will be the last one for 2023, and we'll let you know for the new ones in the new year.
Fantastic, Andrea, and then we can get them in everyone's diaries. Thank you for that. Into chat and seeing if there's any other business in there on Thea, if that's okay.
Yeah, we do have a comment from David Chitty, who's just let us know that ABAT AGM was held last night and some of the new board members were appointed, and that this organization will be moving to a new name, Outdoor Health Australia, over the next 12 months. And there's also a URL there to the website if anyone would like to take a look.
Fantastic, David. Thanks very much for your heads up there. That's something that's been in the pipeline for a while. So thanks very much for letting us know that's now been formalised, that they're well and truly heading towards Outdoor Health Australia. There's some really great information on their site too. It provides a service directory. So if your colleagues or family or friends are looking for some assistance in that particular area when it comes to bush adventure therapy, that directory is really, really helpful to find out particular locations of particular services and personnel that are available for all of us to utilise. So thanks, David. It's a really good call out. We've always been and will continue to be a great supporter of ABAT and now Outdoor Health Australia. Thea, anything else there that we need to touch on?
Not at this time. If there's anyone